Little change of gears here today. So we're looking at two different American Standard toilets. You got the Cadet Pro, which we're going to take a look at, which is a two-piece unit. It's supposed to have a better glazing and a better fill valve on it. And then you've got the Cadet 3, which you'll probably be familiar with the Cadet 3s typically being like big box store toilets. Although this one being a one-piece is a little bit different than what you might see normally at the store, depending where you live. So you can see this is the one piece here. So I went to install it and I didn't recognize there was a difference between 10 and 12 inch rough-in toilets. So I went to go and put this one in place. It hit the wall before I could put it down on the studs. And in this case, there's no real opportunity to move this toilet flange because it's like a TY. So the line is going through and there's just a Y, and I'd already done the floor. So I didn't want to have to take out the vanity and take up the floor and try to move it, and maybe unsuccessfully. And I didn't want to have any horizontal Fernco, like rubber fittings in the floor either. So I decided to move this guy, install this in a different location, and then buy the two-piece toilet with a 10-inch rough-in. So you can see the compact toilet. This is the lid for it. It is narrower than the Pro model, but it really shouldn't matter in most cases. Like this is a 30-inch parking spot here for a toilet, and that's kind of code. If you really needed a tiny little toilet, I don't know what's going on. It seems like a problem unless you're putting it in an alcove or something. But anyway, you can see it's got a different lid. The Pro is a fully flat lid, and the internals are probably what you're going to see in the Home Depot toilet. I bought a number of the Cadet 3 two-piece toilets in the past, and they've always had that kind of deal on the inside. There is no insulation in the water jacket. You can get that on some of them. In an air-conditioned space, it probably doesn't matter. This is in white. You may find it in linen in the store, depending where you're at. You got some dimensions here. So the actual stick out of the one piece is a 1/4 inch more than the 10-inch rough-in for whatever reason. But yeah, so that's sort of it. This thing's a pain in the butt to carry it around. It does come on like a cardboard skid, so that you can pull it out of the box and then kind of lug it to where you want it to use it, and without busting up a tile floor or anything. I kind of prefer using a cart to move it around instead. Whereas the two-piece toilet here, you've got to buy the toilet seat separate, and it comes with like tamper-proof fasteners in case you're having a lot of heists on your toilet seats. They'll have to bring an Allen key with them to make off with it. Or you can use the regular plastic hold downs as well. That's an option. This is the tank here with the brass fill valve. It's got a stainless lever. What appears to be just better overall on the inside. And this is a 4.8 liter or 1.28 gallon tank. You can get either size tank, and you can get a 10-inch base with a 12-inch lid for the tank. If you wanted to have a mix and match of parts in your van, if you're doing service calls, you don't want to have to carry a whole bunch of different toilets. You just have your 10-inch base, whatever size flush you need for your locale, and then the lid to make it fit correctly without it looking a little unusual, as long as there's not problems on the floor where a 10-inch rough-in doesn't hide the anything that's damaged underneath the toilet. And then you've got the toilet itself. So like I said, it's supposed to have better glazing and a better ring around the toilet to make it work better. We won't know if that's the case or not. It comes upside down in the box. That also comes in upside down in the box. So when you open it up and kind of just pull them out, you can put them together, ready to put your a little bit of sealant on the bottom so it's not rocking and making noises. You do need to provide a wax ring for both installs. And otherwise they both look pretty much the same. They're both the Cadet style. And they seem to work. These are both like right height, taller toilets. So you end up with 3 different SKUs that you need. So you can see that it's a 4.8 to 6 or 1.28 to 6 flush because the tank is separate. You end up getting the matching seat, and then this tank here is a 10-inch rough tank, and you can get them in, like I said, different volumes of water and different top as well. If you get one that's open, you'll I got kind of burned on this deal. It's missing the gasket that goes between the tank and the base, so I go pick one up. Someone returned this thing and heisted all the fasteners out of it for whatever reason, and I don't do installs too frequently, so I don't have any spare parts. But that's sort of where we're at. I was able to find a few fasteners to hold the tank down, so I just need to get the gasket that was supposed to be in this box here. So you can see the 2 different part numbers. Then the bowl, you get all these different bowls so you can mix the different parts. Then you got to get the seat that matches the bowl. Pretty simple, and a supply line, of course, if you choose to replace that at the same time. Pretty easy to deal with other than that. So hopefully you find this useful. Just wanted to share kind of what I'm working on and the things that you can run into, because I was not aware of this issue with different rough-ins. This thing had some weird like space age 60s toilet in it before, and then I just didn't pick up on it being any more unusual than it already was. So anyway, thanks for watching. Toilets are installed now. So this toilet ended up being a bit of a fiasco. I went and tried to buy a gasket to put the tank on it, and I ended up busting the tank. So it was a $300 mistake. But these work really good. Hit the lever. Away you go. Does what it's supposed to do. So get the tall elongated version. If you need a 10-inch rough in, get it. Whoever roughed in this house was a hack, from what I can tell, for this bathroom anyway. This toilet is sitting on a T, and then the vent goes up behind the toilet, which is like ridiculous. And then like a 10-inch is too far, but a 12 hits the wall. So they did not know what they were doing when they roughed in this toilet. So go take a look at the compact next. So here's the compact. We have 2 of these in the house. They work quite well as well. They're a bit easier to clean from the fact that it doesn't have a separate tank. The glazing on the Pro is supposed to be a little bit better, but no complaints. And then this has like a special lid to fit the toilet. But again, you just push the lever and it works. Like, that's what you want. Hooking up the water line is a bit easier on this with the plastic valve. I found with the Pro, with the brass valve, you got to be a little more delicate with your work because you can cross thread it. The brass will cut into the threads on the water line. But otherwise, both really good toilets, and they could be happy with either of these. I wouldn't buy a cheap toilet like these ones. You flush them, they stay clean. They don't get algae growing in them nearly as bad as the cheaper toilets. There's no streaking or anything like that. So that's sort of the way to go. So hopefully you find this useful, and thanks for watching.